What's up, guys? Higgins in Japan here with a special edition of a video that right now doesn't really have a title, but I think that we're going to call it In the Kitchen with Higgins in Japan. That seems to be where we're at right now. And if you look in the bottom corner, you'll see a frying pan right down there. And that's where I'm going to be doing my cooking for this evening for my dinner. So right now I've got rice in the rice cooker, and it's got about 10 minutes left on it. So I figured now's the time to start cooking. Because, you know, you like to be in a rush when it comes to cooking your food, right? But anyways, so let's go through what I'm making and kind of what the setup was for it while the rice finishes up. Now, I'm not a chef, and I don't really measure things out. So even the rice that's in the rice cooker right now didn't even get measured and didn't even get proportioned out. I just cook the way it looks, you know? It looks good on there, and it looks like there's enough rice in the container or in the rice cooker, and it looks like there's enough water. That's how I cook. So if you were looking for something that had like a recipe guide that you could follow along with, you're probably not going to find it with this video, but I will kind of step you through what I did and what I used, and then you can kind of decide on what you think the proportions are for you. Now, like I said, I got rice cooking in there. Last night, went to the grocery store and picked up a chicken breast and a couple different vegetables that I'm going to stir fry and then put with the rice. So it's kind of like a chicken stir fry type thing, but just kind of based on the vegetables that I like and the things that I saw in the grocery store that I picked up. So let's start off with the chicken. Now the chicken, last night I diced up into probably like 1-inch size pieces. Took the skin off of it as well, and then threw it into a gallon-sized bag here that you can see, along with a bottle of barbecue sauce that I picked up. It was like a garlic type barbecue sauce. You can use any kind of sauce that you want to marinate. It doesn't really matter. It sounded like it was a good flavor to me, so I picked that up. I also got a small onion. About this size. This is probably like baseball size. Yeah, let's say it's baseball size. And cut that up as well and put that in the bag. Again, if you are an actual chef or an actual cook, you might be going, why would you do that? That's not how you do things. I just did it that way. Also, I got a couple of green peppers. These are small green peppers, so I used 2 of these and cut those up. And also, I would say this is like a medium carrot. Again, not really sure. I think it's like about 4 inches. It's like a 4-inch carrot. So the green peppers cut up into pieces about this size, and the carrot, I used a food slicer thing that I have. Cut them into thin strips like that, because that's, you know, what I wanted them to look like. So we're gonna move over to the frying pan, and I didn't position myself very well here, so we're gonna have to move this camera slightly. Oh, hold on, don't freak out. All right, so here we are over at the stove, making sure everything's in shot. So we've got a pan right here. I'm not gonna put any like oil in with it, because honestly, there's enough liquid here with the chicken that it's going to be fine. So we're going to get that going. I got a gas stove, so you just want to heat up your pan. Let's say like a medium-sized flame. I don't know. Whatever size flame that you feel comfortable with, I think is the size flame that you should cook with. Don't let me be the judge of how high your flame is. So basically we're going to cook the chicken first, because we want to make sure that it's completely cooked, and then we'll throw the vegetables in last. The reason that being is if you put everything in all at once, the vegetables are going to break down completely, and they're going to be really soft. And with a stir fry, you kind of want like a crunchy vegetable. If you don't like your vegetables super crunchy, you can always cook them longer. And cook them to however crunchy you want them, or not crunchy at all. I don't really care, because it's your meal. So I'm gonna try to get this chicken in here without all of this liquid. Actually, I'm going to kick the fan on there because I don't want the camera overhead to get all foggy. But we're just going to dump it in. You know what? Who cares if there's liquid in there? Because you know what? The liquid's going to cook out eventually. So we'll just throw all of that in there at once. So that's a garlic type sauce. Chicken's been marinating for almost 24 hours, which is probably way too long. You don't have to let things marinate that long, but I wasn't going to marinate this, or wasn't going to cook this until tonight anyways, so I just went ahead and let that marinate overnight, which, like I said, you don't have to. And then we're just going to kind of let that cook. As you can see, the garlic sauce stuff that I used is kind of already starting to boil out and cook away. So you just want to stir it enough to keep it from sticking, and moving the chicken around to get it cooked on all sides. Alright, so I already put in the peppers and the carrots. One thing you want to make sure when you're making anything with chicken is you want to make sure that it's cooked completely through. With something like that chicken that's marinated, it's kind of hard to tell whether or not it's cooked all the way through, because the marinade has colored the meat. Instead of it being white, it's now a darker meat, so it's kind of hard to tell if it's cooked all the way through. A good way to tell if your chicken is cooked all the way through is if it's easy to cut. So if you have like a spatula like I was doing, find a big piece, see if you can cut through it easily. If you can't, that means it's still not cooked enough, and so you'll want to make sure that your chicken's cooked. Also, if you have one of those fancy digital thermometers, it would probably tell you the same thing, like it was, you know, X amount of degrees inside. So my rice is done. This is done. What I would have done differently, I think, if I would have had some sesame seeds, I would have put those on there. But I didn't buy any at the grocery store, so that's my fault. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put this on a plate and show it off and see if it tastes any good. It smells really good, so hopefully it tastes good. Alright guys, so here's the finished product. Let's give it a taste. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty good, but that could just be me. Let's get a small piece of chicken here. We don't want to be chewing this for days, right? Yeah, this is really good. Definitely a good decision to marinate the chicken in that garlic sauce. And the vegetables are still on the crispy side, which is what I wanted. And maybe you kind of want that in a stir fry anyways. But again, it's up to you. And like I said earlier in the video, I don't really measure things out and don't really follow any recipes specifically. So if you cook that way, then maybe this was a helpful video. If not, maybe it was cool to just see me cooking and doing something different than the normal videos that I make here on YouTube. The other thing is I made dessert, but it's kind of hard as a rock. I made frozen yogurt, and it's real simple to make frozen yogurt. You just take some plain yogurt. You can use vanilla yogurt if you have that as well. It's just got sugar in it already. I just use plain yogurt, a little bit of honey, and some peanut butter. Mix that all together, put that in the freezer, and let that sit overnight. It's going to have to sit here on the counter because it's frozen and solid. So, can't really do anything with that now. I can't really taste test it because Like I said, it's frozen. It's hard as a rock. What are you going to do? Oh well. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope that you enjoyed seeing me cooking. Maybe it gave you some ideas of stuff that you could do in your own kitchen. And yeah, like I said, I don't really follow any set of rules when it comes to cooking, other than if it looks good, I'll throw it in and let's, see if it tastes good, right? What's the worst could happen? You could probably make something that would taste terrible. That's probably pretty bad. But if there's things that you like, put them in a combination together and see if they work. That's kind of the way I cook. I don't know. Well, I'm going to go finish eating this and then hopefully get around to this frozen yogurt because it's frozen, like really frozen right now. But yeah, so hopefully you liked the video, and if you have any questions or comments, leave those in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about my cooking style, I guess. But, I mean, what's there to say? It's pretty awesome cooking style. No, just kidding. But it was fun to make this video, fun to do something a little bit different than the normal Higgins in Japan type video stuff. As always, head over to facebook.com/Higgins in Japan, and you'll find other videos and other ways to contact me there. All that good stuff, Twitter, Instagram, stuff like that. Have a good one, guys. Peace.